Thank you so much for joining me, the_Dab86, as I bring 5 helpful tips and fun information, and of course 2 bonus tips if you stay listening. Starting off here with tip number 1, we of course already know that mobs that are elites have their image and also the name of it at the top, but did you also know that those are color-coded? Of course, brown being physical, blue being ice, red is lightning, green is poison, orange is fire, and purple, of course, is also shadow. Bonus tip number 1 is the fact that if something is vampiric, it will become red in nature, and you can stun it to cancel out vampiric. For tip number 2, if you run across a bloated corpse fiend, when you kill it, it will explode, and any enemy caught in its path in that explosion will become enraged. You'll see this by them glowing red. They'll become faster and attack more aggressively. I would say to kill other things first or kill it away from the rest of the group, so that way you don't end up with a whole bunch of mobs that become extremely enraged, especially if they're elites or mobs that attack very fast or have one-shot kills, especially if you're a hardcore player. For tip number 3, if you've noticed on the map, we are down near Kor&Dab. There's this fun little spot right here. This is actually the main hub in Diablo 3 for the second act. And then over here, if you listen to some of the lore, it is actually Cormac's voice talking about the area. Over here, you do quests for Linden. Both of them are followers from Diablo 3. And bonus tip number 2 is that when you're on horses, mobs tend to ignore most of the stuff you do. It's why in tip 1 I was able to stand next to 2 elites and they did nothing about it. So strongly recommend once you have your horse, ride around, you can avoid a lot of mobs. And then for tip number 5, of course, there is a bug currently that if you take a portal and come back, you may find yourself having been pacified and you are unable to attack, mount, teleport, or anything. You of course can click on your map and still choose a location to teleport to, but at that point your character is completely useless. The only known fix right now is to log out of the game and log back in. This will unpacify you, so that way you can continue playing and not just be a dead brick. And of course, as always, if you found these tips fun and helpful, make sure to leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, and come follow me on Twitch at the_Dab86.